Thank you, Father. And special thanks to Father Kosis and Father Natalia for officiating today. Nice to have you with us, Sister Anastasia. It goes without saying, and Father mentioned it, but there's this part of me that helps organize the fundraisers, but then the person that really makes this place what it is and works here virtually every weekend, that's my son Lex.
Yes,
and he does a phenomenal job. And the person that keeps both of us straight so we don't go off the path is Luann out of my office. Luann, thank you very much. Okay. Father mentioned about Jovan Ducic and that he's buried in Trebinje, and just by chance, it really wasn't planned this way, but we have dear friends of ours from Novi Sad who have a summer place in Montenegro. So after some deliberation, Carol and I and our friends Lisa and John decided this year, since there are direct flights now from New Jersey to Dubrovnik, God willing, on August 3rd, we're going to fly from Cleveland to Newark, Newark direct to Dubrovnik, spend 2 days in Dubrovnik, and then we're going to meet our friends who have a summer place in Montenegro. We're going to meet them in Trebinje, where Jovan Ducic is buried. So that's going to be an extra special treat, because last year, when we went to Novi Sad, we were able to go to see Desanka Brankovic, with her floppy hat and everything, where she was schooled. I might add that floppy hat cost us $1,500 more than the rest of it, just because of the hat.
That's your woman.
Usually they run about $4,500 plus shipping. This one cost us $6,000, but thanks to her hat.
And because of the birds love to sit on top of it, I just assume we have skipped the hat.
But at any rate, this Father has given you some of the highlights of Jovan Ducic. I just wanted to again say he was a renowned Serbian poet, academic, diplomat, and patriot. He served as Yugoslavia's ambassador to multiple countries, of which he wrote about in his poems and in his travelogues. And he was certainly one of the most influential Serbian lyricists and modernist poets. Mr. Ducic published his first collection of poetry in Mostar in 1901 and his second in Belgrade in 1908. So we're just absolutely thrilled that we could create this one. And like Father said, I mean, you know, the history goes back, for some of you may not be familiar with it, but the Slovenians actually started the garden in the 1930s. And before 1930 was over, the Serbians and Croatians were brought into it and it was called the Yugoslav Gardens. And that's the way it remained until Yugoslavia fell apart. When that happened, the garden reverted back to the Slovenians, and the Serbians and Croatians were out. Fortunately, I was in a position to do something when I was the publisher of the paper, and we petitioned the city for this land, and that started us. We had a fundraising dinner for about $100,000, which got us the basic plans and landscape, and then every year we have our annual Serbian golf outing the second Saturday of July, and generally it takes about a year and a half to make enough money from this one annual fundraiser to do the complete thing. When you look at pouring the concrete and then adding the pavers and the concrete benches and the granite and then the bus, these individually run about $17,000, maybe a little bit more. So, you know, so it works out about, maybe if not every year, every other year or every half a year we can put a new bust in. We've got 11 of them now. God willing, we'll add some more as we go along.